The fears of the residents are not unfounded, and it's not unconnected with global problems. The World Health Organization has attributed over 7 million deaths globally in 2012 to air pollution.
When I was a medical student and we were going through the study of autopsy, autopsy, which talks about how when you want to investigate the cause of death, I could remember one body that we did an autopsy for, and immediately the lungs was brought out. It was as black as this table. And then my lecturer then told us that, can you see what this man's lung is like? A healthy lung should be pink. But unfortunately, that person's lung is black. It's filled with tar. You understand? All the inhaled smokes and everything. So, and when those particles settles in the dust, it impedes oxygen exchange, because oxygen gaseous exchange in the body takes place in the lungs. We breathe in oxygen, it gets into the lungs, it gets released into the bloodstream through the hemoglobins in the blood, picks them up and circulates it through the body. At the same time, the hemoglobins releases the carbon dioxide into the lungs for us to excrete, to breathe out. Now, when the lungs is packed full of all these things, there is not enough gaseous exchange. And like I told you, then there is not enough oxygen in the system. The body organs starts depreciating. They're not functioning maximally again.
Well, the simpler things would be when you have irritation of the eye, and that could be readily seen by redness of the eye, itchy eyes, and watery eyes. And then you can take it down to people coughing, sneezing. They could have some skin reaction depending on what kind of pollution is around. And of course, when you take it down now to the respiratory system, I've talked about coughing, sneezing, and then cardiovascular, they could actually have strokes, and ultimately, of course, people can die if pollution is that bad. And in fact, that's the aggravation you get with fire, is that a lot of people actually die from inhalation, not because the fire burnt them first, and then lastly, I think the less obvious, more obviously lung cancers, but less obviously things even like bladder cancers have been linked to air pollution.
Environmentalist and former general manager of Lagos Waste Management Agency, LOMA, is very familiar with the issue at Moke-Oyeledun Estate.
It's just a matter of coexisting properly. And because one thing, the estate met the abattoir there. And the abattoir has been there almost a decade before the estate got there. That's what I believe, anyway. But now that the estate is there, right, and the abattoir is there, and from the due diligence that must have been conducted before the estate got there, vis-a-vis the impact assessment from such a facility, which the estate developers must have done, because when you're building an estate, there's a project that must have an impact assessment. So that abattoir is a major impact zone for the estate, and I believe the mitigating factors, mitigation plans that must have been done will have stressed the fact that the resident there must be involved in ensuring that the management of the abattoir, especially the environmental management, is actually properly done, because any mismanagement will have a major impact on the estate. And not just that estate alone, even downstream. Okay, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers away, the impact of the abattoir can be felt. Not just the smell, but from the effluent that being discharged into the body of water there. Most of the effluent there leaching out from the estate, leaching out from the abattoir, you have a lot of pathogens in the effluent from the abattoir, and these are very dangerous particles that can impact negatively downstream. So it's not just the immediate estate, because the estate probably they're feeling very uncomfortable, maybe because of the fumes and because of the odor and the stench that probably comes from improperly managed abattoir. But beyond that, it goes beyond just that estate. So everybody around them must ensure that the proper things are done in the abattoir. Well, some of the impact from the abattoir ranges from not just the environmental impacts, even the transport, traffic in the area, because it's a market and the people must move in and out of the place. Then there's the social impact from that area, because you now have all kinds of people living in the area that can impact the security in the area itself. So the social impact and trading and the rest of it. Then most of all, the environmental impact, which can impact negatively on the health of the people around there. Talking about the noise, talking about the fumes from the improper burning of animal skin and the rest of it. Then the animal waste itself, the cattle dungs, and washing them off, or piling them up and decaying over time, and start releasing obnoxious odors in the area can be very, very discomforting in the area. It's like keeping feces, and around, and the process of decay. It's very, very dangerous. You start breeding pathogens, start breeding even rodents in the area. Then the most dangerous part of it is even the organs from the animals itself. You have some of the animals that have diseases around there, and most of the organs and the dead animals there can be kept there, and not properly managed, and the animals, the diseases from those animals can easily get transmitted to people from within the abattoir itself and the surrounding environments.